Thank you, Sterling Marching Band.
facing where you are right now, right here. Okay, great. That makes more sense now. Your crowd right here. This face. So there's going to be some in here. Hey, Sterling High School, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here, making the trek over. I used to teach out in that area, so I understand that. Fantastic. I'm so glad to see you, and what a fine number of people out here on the field. That's really cool. So let's talk a little bit about music. Do you feel like your sound is getting to your director at the same time? No? You notice that? So what do you have to do to get your sound there at the director? You have to be right on time? You start playing right when she directs it? Or do you start it just a little bit early so your sound travels to get there? You can hear on the microphone that my sound is delayed. Same thing happens when you're playing and maybe you're farther back on the field. The sound is delayed. It's getting there late. You need to make your sound get there at the exact time everybody else's sound is getting there. So if the people up here playing, their sound gets there very quickly, but the people back behind, your sound is delayed. It's not always together. So we kind of got a phasing issue many times throughout. You have to think about putting your feet down on that beat, yes, but you have to anticipate the sound just a little bit. So let's start this third piece. Can we go back to the beginning or your last piece that you just did? Was it third or fourth? Yeah. Okay, let's stop right there. Really great. Can you play any bigger? Can I have your sound any more? Is that possible? You might be asking too much, so if it is, then I'm going to have them do something different. Okay? But if you can play a little bit bigger, that would be helpful. Okay? You need to match the dynamic that she's doing. Okay? So she starts, you're going to mimic exactly the same dynamic, whatever you hear. Everybody else, if you can't hear the solos, you're too loud. If that's too loud, come down to where it makes it really easy for you to hear. Start it again. Okay, so there are a couple of things that we're just talking about. By the way, we were just mentioning that time through the beginning of that, the low brass tuba, you were much better, much more solid on that, don't you feel? Yeah, that was a lot better this time. When you're playing the melody, that has to be the dominant thing. If you're copying or you're coming in on a background part, that has to be more subdued. And it seems to be that it's the same all the way through. It doesn't have the highs and the lows, the contrast, the interest that we're looking for. So we're looking for melodic lines and to make that the very best thing that we're hearing. Everything else is supportive. So which part are you playing? You have to decide who's got the melody, who's got the main theme, and then everybody else, you're in a supporting role. So pull back just out of the way just a little bit so we can get the sense of what we're supposed to listen to. You have to point our ears at what we're supposed to listen to. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what you have to determine as a member of the ensemble. Percussion, we have some of that problem in that percussion break. Second piece, you know what I'm saying? Can we go to the second piece? Move to the second piece, go. So what I'm getting there, and I'm trying to get some balance things that are going on down in front. While that's going on, visually, you need to be exactly in time. You don't have to do everything for everybody else. You just need to do your job. If everybody does that, this is going to be visually really cool. It's designed extremely well. You look fantastic across the field. We're spaced where everybody can get some great big picture, and it's really cool. But you have to do your job. And it's really kind of confusing when not everybody hits at the exact same time, right? So the visual is designed to make it really embellish what we're hearing. And that's why I'm trying to be so specific in saying that needs to hit. Your part is so important, and it contributes to the overall. Make sense? Good. All right, I'm going to run out of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you give a big hand to Sterling Marching Band, please?